Hey guys, welcome to another edition of In Her Shoes. I am so excited to bring on my friend Lisa. Here she is. So hold on, make sure my camera doesn't fall. Okay. Lisa,
Hey,
are you
what's
there?
up?
How are you? Hold on, my phone is.
I know I have to adjust also.
It's like, and then it's like falling. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I
Just got
am
some
so excited we made this happen. Okay,
Thanksgiving.
so we're talking about, I want you to tell like people about your journey and stuff, because a lot of people, I don't know about you, but they are stressed. They are overwhelmed with everything going on. And you've been such, like, you're such a powerhouse. We've known each other for years, and just watching you just like literally healing the world with your life coaching, your strategy, your breath work, so powerful. So before we dive in, just tell everyone a little bit about yourself if they don't know who you are.
Oh, thank you. I don't know about changing the world, but one person and one breath at a time, maybe. But okay. Hi, everyone. I just realized I have to hold the phone because the microphone's on the bottom. I'm Lisa Mehta, and my company is Metamorphize. And I am a mind mastery coach and breathwork practitioner. And my signature combination is all about rewiring from the inside out and also expanding from the inside out. So I merge mind mastery, intentional movement, and breathwork together to really just have a transformative experience, whether it's like releasing this tension and stress that you're talking about, but also coming home to yourself where all those answers are. And yeah, expanding from the inside out. So yeah, my journey actually started as a graphic designer, merged to business coaching, life coaching, and then what I realized is underneath it all is our minds. And if you learn to navigate your mind, you can put it to any of those things, whether it's making more money or relationship, your lifestyle. So that's a little nutshell. I guess there's so many stories I could tell, but that's a little bit.
Yeah. How did you like find this work, and like how did you get into it? Because you said you were in graphic design. Like what led you to this work?
So as a graphic designer, I was always helping people brand themselves, put the visual to who they are, like what they wanted to put out there to the world. But what I realized is I was constantly having conversations of who are they before we even got to the visual. So I was finding that I was an extractor, and I started to see patterns and recognize the way that us entrepreneurs sometimes hold ourselves back. So from business coaching, it led to lifestyle coaching, and graphic design led to business coaching. And then, as I mentioned, underneath it all is the mind. And I just found myself loving working with people, helping them manifest, create what they want. So it became like about designing people into business, not just designing their logos, but designing the lifestyle, designing the type of business.
Yeah. What are you seeing now? Just working with people. I know you had an amazing challenge. I love that during the election time.
That was
where
fun.
You were like guiding people. Even like I was joining in on some of the days, and I'm like, oh my gosh, breathe, Kelly. Like it was so good because you focused on the chakras too, right? And you did like the breathing techniques. Are you finding like people are stressed or overwhelmed? Like what's a common theme that you're seeing with your clients, your community?
Yeah, I don't know if people have been stressed forever. Stress is just the other side of calm, and we're constantly moving. I'm all about the dualities of life, and yes, this is a stressful time. I think everyone is really facing who they are in the face of what's happening right now in our world. And I love using the chakras as a system because it really helps anchor into some of that intentional affirmations and movement that you can bring to each center. So it's like a point of focus. We start with the grounded, but you raise all the way up to the universal connection. And each chakra has a frequency. So I love working with the different frequencies. And if we are vibration and we are energy, then what we are embodying is what we're attracting. So for me, it's like this full circle. And the word chakra literally means wheel. So it's like you're opening up the wheels and the channels to receive more. So for me, it just fits perfectly into how I like to support people.
Yeah. So if anyone is blocked like in their chakras, and I know each chakra is like different, and if they're blocked either in like life or business, like what do you recommend? Is it, because I don't know too much about like healing the chakras. I know there's like sound energy, there's breath work. Like what would you say are your go-to, like some of the go-to tools or tips that you recommend?
Well, definitely breath work, just because it's such an amazing tool. You don't need anything. You just take yourself into a, you don't need an actual like dumbbell or anything. But the breath has such an amazing way. Like one of the things I always say is how you breathe is how you live. So if you're breathing deeper, you're opening up literally your capacity for more. So I would focus less on what's blocked and more on what you're opening up to. And the chakras are more like a map. It's just a way to think about asking yourself the right questions. Like, okay, so the first chakra is grounded. Do I feel grounded? If I don't feel grounded, maybe I want to just focus down there, learn about, the color red, think about a tree rooting down before it could rise up. So it's, for me, being like a very visual person and I love maps and kind of structures and formulas. So, but if you're finding yourself blocked, it's just an opportunity to get curious. And if anything, it's just notice patterns. Patterns are there to help you see if you're repeating something that's helping you, or if you're repeating something that's potentially like perpetuating something that you don't want.
Yeah. What has been powerful in your journey and in like some of your clients? Is it the breath? Like, is it the breath work, or is it the breath with the mindset work? Like, what are you seeing and what have you noticed?
That's been my journey, or my...
Both. You can share either.
I think for me over the years, it was like collecting different things that were helping me to either heal my own stories, and then my work is putting it all together for other people. So there was a time I was super disconnected, and that's when I found breath work. Like I was, had a lot of food addiction conversations, and this whole work that I do has to do with the fact that I felt like out of control. My mind was I was not in control of my mind at one point. So I found myself at a crossroads of like, okay, continue going down like a out of control lifestyle that, yes, was fun, or learn to navigate my mind. So between breath work and meditation and different kinds of like movement therapy and exercise and eating right, I mean, it all just kind of came together to be like about mind mastery for self mastery. And because I'm very cerebral, my work also looks at like the science behind how the mind works. Because for me, understanding like how the neurons are firing, as dorky as it is, it helped me understand like, oh, that's why I keep doing that. Instead of like, why am I keep doing that? It's like, oh, there's a reason. So I think a lot of my clients are also attracted to a little bit of the nerdy sciencey part. It's like I'm woo-woo, but I'm also like super practical. And I love talking about practical, like manifesting hacks, things that we can like bring into our everyday that aren't super abstract. Cause this world it can get a little abstract even with the chakra stuff,
Yeah, no, and that's what I love about you too. Is like, you're the woo-woo and you're grounded. It's like, yes, we can like go out there and fly and like, do all the woo-woo stuff. And then it's like, yeah, but tell me what to do next. Like,
yeah,
it's like,
because you really have to problem
solve
it. You have to what?
Yeah. So tell me, like, can you give us like 2 practical tips that are either your favorite or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So one of my favorite practical manifesting hacks is called the How Are You hack. It's so obvious, but every time someone asks, okay, how are you is probably one of the most common questions you're ever asked, like every day, especially back when we were like actually out and about. So that is an opportunity for you, me, all of us to put out into the world and manifest something. So let's say that you're launching, or I'm launching a new program next month, and you say, Lisa, how are you? And I use that opportunity to say, I'm great. I'm launching this program next month. It's called da 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 da, versus fine, or man, this weather sucks. Like, because the minute I tell you that I'm launching the program, I've just like magnified it one little more, and then you may be interested. You may know someone. So it's a spreading of something.
Yes. I love that. And how many times, like when people ask you like, oh, how are you doing? It's like just a default answer. Like you're not really answering the question.
Yeah, exactly. We always, oh, sometimes I even notice people, if you go, hey, what's up? And they're like, fine. Cause like, right? It's like not even listening, but that's the thing is it's an opportunity, yeah, to really just begin. And then you can, it's like workshopping. You're just putting different things out there. You're just trying it out, see what's landing on people and tweak, like almost tweak it while you're, I call it live focus grouping.
Yes. Yeah. You know, when you were saying this, like experimenting, like too, like I can see all these people like being like, oh, how are you? And yeah, you see that so much. Like people are just like not answering the question, or they didn't even hear the question. You're like, hello.
And another thing that I found, because I run this in my Manifest and Mingle workshops, is that people love to connect on the complaining. Like that's what we're almost trained to be like, I know, doesn't this suck? It's like, I don't want to like perpetuate more of that. No. Or we don't want to make other people uncomfortable by being like, you know what? Everything's amazing right now. So there's all these like little things. It's such a small thing of how are you, but there's so many tracks running in people's heads of why they answer what they answer.
Yeah. I love that point that you just said, like, sometimes our response is to not make people feel uncomfortable. Yeah. And we're not being true to ourselves. And we're not saying like, no, I'm actually doing like amazing right now. Like in the middle of a pandemic, like I'm amazing. Yeah.
Like we're dimming our own light because we're afraid to make someone else feel, but we shine so others can shine.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like
another hack. You want another one?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Another one here. Here's one for you money people. If you're looking for like growing abundance in your life, every time you see money, let's say on the ground, like you're walking and you see a penny, like, yes, you can pick it up, but train yourself to say, I'm a money magnet. Every time you see money anywhere, like randomly. I love that one. I use that one a lot.
I love that. Yeah, because isn't like A Course in Miracles, like there's no size or difficulty in miracle. Like everything's a miracle. It's no size, like a penny or $1 million, like it's abundance either way.
$1 million is 1,000,000 pennies. No, is it? I don't. It's a lot of pennies.
Well, and it's funny because, you know, I was talking to this with a client of mine and being like, we were going over her money, you know, issues. And she was like, oh, well, like I have money coming in from my clients, but I want more. But I just randomly got like a check from, you know, I don't know, some refund she had. I'm like, yeah, but that's abundance. Like, it doesn't matter where it comes from. Like, that's abundance. Like, you have to appreciate, like what we appreciate appreciates kind of thing, you know?
Exactly. I love that. And I always, in one of my money mantras, I always add in there, like, from unexpected sources, just in case, you know, I mean, the unexpected ones.
Yeah. And what you're saying is like, those are such grounded tips, especially the money thing, because it's like money is everywhere. And it's like you're saying, retrain our brains, right? Retrain the way we think and the way we be, to be honest, right?
The way we be and the way we see. So nothing changes unless you see. It's not changing, but how you see it changes. The penny's going to be there, but you can choose to walk right by it. You can choose to pick it up. You can choose to have a thought, I don't have enough money. Or you can be like, I'm a money magnet.
Yes. And it's the energy, right? It's the energy behind like, I'm a money magnet.
Yep. I love that one. I actually have 20. Last year at this time, I challenged myself and I did 20 hacks as a countdown to 2020. So these are all on my website. And I don't know. Yeah, I mean, there's some obvious ones, like a gratitude one, a journal one. There's a sexy time one.
Oh, what's that? Okay, now Lisa, like you got sexy time.
Now we're talking.
Yes.
Well, you know, sexual energy is energy, and it's also an opportunity to magnify what you want. So whether you're having sexy time by yourself or sexy time with someone, you're revving up and building up energy. So if you use that time with your partner or even by yourself to use these, like, maybe it is a money goal, like at the point of release, you could be like $100,000 or more. Or you can go back and forth with your partner with like what it is you're growing and building and cultivating. It's fun too to bring like intention to the connection and the intimacy.
I love it. So wait, what do you call it again?
I think I called it the sexy time hack.
Yes. Guys, check out her sexy time pack. I am like all about that. And you know me, like right now I'm currently like working with the sacral chakra, which is all like pleasure, play, you know, like, and it's so true. Like what you just said, it's all connected, right?
Yes, all
money,
connected.
Sex, power, like all of that.
Yes, health, all of it. It's just energy. So it's just different forms of energy and different frequencies.
Wow. So a question for you, right? So you're saying like when we're experiencing pleasure or like that time of release, whether it's with a partner or yourself, people, okay? You're saying that it magnifies the like attraction powers to whatever you want.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that you should do it every time because I think it's really good to be in the sensation of what you're feeling, but you know, throw in a few like intentional manifesting desires in there because yes, you are in a pleasure, you're in pleasure, you may be in play like you're saying, and so that's a quality and that holds an openness and an expansion. So why not, like, imagine if your channels are open, why not ask in that moment for something that you truly want and use the energy that you've like built. Like, you know, when you're running or you just had like this crazy workout and you're just feeling like powerful. So you're just like, I'm like beast mode. It's the same thing, but you're just being intentional where you're like, oh my God, yes, like $100,000, $200,000 or more every month.
I love what you're saying. And I love that because would you say, because you're all about the mindset work, right? And the mastery of that. And would you say that like the movement is just equally as important or it elevates the mindset work?
Oh, absolutely. I think embodiment is actually the key, which is why the breath, that's why what I do in like Breakthrough Breath, my workshop, it's like, it's in the mind mastery piece is usually working with affirmation. So you're breathing them in, but then the breath work and then actually like sometimes punching or hitting things because you have to move the energy. As cerebral as I am, it's all about also moving it up and down and out or else it gets stuck. And that's sometimes what we experience as dis-ease in our body when it gets stuck.
Yeah.
Move your body, move your life.
Yes, I love that. So would you say, because I believe it is definitely the mind body connection, like 100%. So if someone is feeling stuck, like is movement the key? Like even if it's like taking a walk or getting outside?
Absolutely. Don't you think?
I do.
Yeah. I mean, in the past, I mean, think about it. Actually, the lowest frequency emotions, well, actually the lowest frequency is shame and the highest is gratitude. And right above shame, I think, is like depression, sadness, and things like that. And when you're in that, you don't want to move. You're very low and you're like, and you can't move versus like joy and elated and you want to move. So yeah, that's definitely the way through.
And so let's talk about that. Yeah, because there are different steps, right? Like anxiety, depression, then it get like anger, and then like all like it's like kind of like that consciousness ladder, or however you want to say it. How do you navigate? Because I always tell people like it's only focusing on the next couple of steps. Like you don't always have to be like in a depression and then automatically bump up to like passion or joy, right? So is there anything that you do with your clients or you recommend to kind of like elevate to that next level? Because, you know, it's kind of like, we don't want to be unrealistic, but we want to kind of just honor where we are, but then also, like you said, move through it.
I always just bring myself and recommend, like offer to others that we always have a choice and to always remember that they're always traveling with their counterpart. So like fear and faith will always be traveling together. It's just which one are you going to illuminate forward or to put your focus on? So I think one of my favorite quotes is both fear and faith demand us to believe in something we cannot see. You choose, right? So it's like they're both, so sadness might be traveling with happy, but and just because we have a choice doesn't mean I'm saying like get out of sadness quick. Just remind yourself you have a choice. Like you said, honor it, do what you have to do there, and then switch it over when you're ready. And I think we are more ready to change into the other emotion than we think, but we get into familiar patterns and then, looping things loop.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the choice piece, just remembering you have a choice.
Yeah. And I think that's why your work is so powerful, is because A, you have the choice, B, it's the mindset, and then C, it's like the movement and the breath, the embodiment, because like you said, there's always like a yin and a yang, like things work together, positive, negative, and we need both.
We need both for sure. And in fact, I'm more about like developing a relationship with each of these things. So sadness, like how do you move through sadness, or how do we want to move through sadness? And then, and joy, like what brings you joy? Like asking, it's all to me about asking the question. The answers are always in the question. And that's what coaches do, right? We learn the art of asking.
Yeah. So, you have a lot going on. You were doing, you were in like Mexico doing retreats, right? Like tell us a little bit more about.
Yeah. Next Level Manifesting Retreat. That was, oh my God, like a year ago. That was so amazing. I can't believe it. I was actually supposed to be there now again. It's really taking this work, but in a private setting, a luxury private setting, and going deeper with yourself. But what's amazing about being in Mexico is we go to a sweat lodge. So there's like, it's like a detoxing and a releasing on the physical and the mental level. And working with these elders is amazing because, then you get like this historical, these sweat lodges have been around for a while as healing modalities. Then you add the breath work and the chanting. It's like this really cool holistic experience. And we go to the, what do you call them? The bathhouses.
So yeah.
Then it's like after we sweat it out, then you like rejuvenate with the spas that have like a natural spring to it.
Yeah.
So, I'm not doing it. I don't have one scheduled right now, but my main focus has actually been the 30 days to change work that I'm doing right now, because I really think that because everyone got into whatever loop they found themselves in with all this new way of living, whether it's like sitting a lot or not having their regular routines of gym and that, like I did, 30 days is such a great way to like jumpstart change. And so I created this program that has like what I call the 5-minute a day method. So you just pick something to do. I have like a list for 5 minutes. That's it. And it's amazing what happens. The confidence, the trust you grow back for yourself, when you keep your word to yourself, the type of integrity that you remind yourself how unstoppable you are. And then even when you miss a day, what conversation do you have to yourself? Are you going to stay in the, oh, I missed it, fuck it? Or are you going to get back on? And because it's a group accountability, you got a lot of people cheering you on.
Yes. I love that, Lisa, because, just this year, I've been diving into like integrity, self-integrity mostly.
Yes.
It's like, how often do I keep my word to myself, or say the things what I say, I do, like really follow through. And you don't know, it's such a small like shift, but it really creates that self-trust. So like exactly what you're saying, like how many of us are like, oh, I'm going to work out today and move my body. And then we get too busy. And it's like the small things make such a huge impact in how you feel about yourself.
Well, that was me. I was that person that you just described, like constantly saying I was going to do something. And the reason why this program is so powerful for me is I lost trust in myself because it chipped away. You know, it's betrayal. You literally, it's like, oh my God, we can keep our word to everyone and their mother, right? Our clients, our bosses, our everyone. We'll go out of our way to do that. But the thing we said we were going to do for ourselves, we don't do it. And if you don't do it over and over again, you literally chip away at your ability to trust yourself. And for me, I did it so much, I couldn't make simple decisions anymore. And I started to look at to the outside of, oh, what should I eat? What kind of exercise should I do? And I lost my own north. Mm-hmm. So to gain it back, I literally put myself on 30-day sprints of small things so I could remind myself, oh, wait, I do know how to trust myself. Oh, wait, I can show up for myself every day. And like it grew to being like unstoppable power. And I started doing 30 days of no alcohol and it turned into 2 years. I did 30 days of yoga and one yogi of the month, that like it just started to show up so powerfully for me.
And so would you recommend people picking one thing to do to start?
Oh, yeah. One super small thing for 5 minutes, something like meditate for 5 minutes a day. Or a lot of people do like a freestyle movement, just like flowing. I have like a list of things that have been most popular over the course of the last year.
Mm-hmm. That's so good. So then it really increases self-trust because it's like that baby step. Well, if I can do that for 30 days and keep my promise, then what else can I do?
Then if I like that, maybe I want to do it for 10 minutes, or maybe I want to switch to something else. And then you can start really aligning it to what it is you're trying to do, like better for yourself or grow for yourself. And that's another technique that I'm all about, is like, it's less about what you're not doing, but adding in something new. And if you're someone that's like, I don't have 5 minutes, then that's like something we need to look at in and of itself, because we really have 5 minutes. I mean, I can create something for you to do on the toilet if you need it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You got 5 minutes.
We all got 5 minutes. Yeah, we got. Oh, and now, you know, I was listening to an interview. I forget which one now. And, you know, the veil is stripped of being the excuse of I'm too busy. You know, it's like, no.
Right. Yeah. Let me take that one away for you.
Let me take that excuse away, because guess what? Yeah, we might be busy, but guess what? Like, we're not as busy as we used to be pre-COVID. Like, it's interesting, you know?
That whole program is make choices, not excuses. That's the tagline for that one.
I love you. What else is there? I mean, you shared so many nuggets. Like, I could talk to you for hours.
I know, it's so fun.
Geek out on this, like all, like, you know, people are probably watching you like, oh my gosh, they're so crazy. But it's real. It's true. Like, these are tried, proven techniques like that, from mindset to embodiment. Like, it's proven. Like, that's it. Yeah. Anything else, like any other tips you think would be helpful for people, like in this time, or what you're seeing in your community and or clients or anything?
I'd love to hear any of your tips. Like, I don't know, do you have any manifesting or mindset tips that I don't know about? I'd like to learn something new. Let me think. I don't know. I think you got some of my good ones for today.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one. I have a 3-part, so I have manifestinghacks.com. It's one of my, it's like a little video series. So if you are someone who finds yourself like having some negative self-talk, and like you said a minute ago about like you can't change overnight type of thing, here's something that you can add. It's 3 words: up until now, to the beginning of a sentence. So like, I can't afford it. No. I mean, I'll reframe that in a minute, but like, let's say, up until now, I haven't been able to afford that. The minute you put up until now, it's like you're honoring that you still can't do it, but you just put it into the past.
Yes.
And then, by the way, for anyone who just heard that, I would reframe, I can't afford it, to I choose not to invest in that right now, which is much more of an empowered statement.
Yes.
Then after you move from it, and do that for a while, like honoring it doesn't go overnight. And then from there, you move into certainty, where you're like, of course I'm going to have that Mexico beach house. So up until now, certainty. And then I'm not going to tell you the third one. If you want to, you can go check it out.
Yes. Okay. Where do you want to,
that was manifestinghacks.com if you want to
okay.
go check out those hacks. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then do you have something coming up now? I mean, you're always launching these like amazing, you know, breath work or series, or what's coming up for you now?
Oh,
where
thank you.
Send people?
I'm actually going to be doing the 30 Days to Change in January for the whole, like, you know, let's start this new year off right, people. Yes. And like, let's do it. This program is about setting yourself up for success because of what we were saying. Like, oh, let's go. I haven't gotten off the couch for a whole year, but I'm going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro. No. That's like, set yourself up for failure. This is 5 minutes a day, and I'm going to set people up for success so that they can get it as a body memory and feel it, you know, feel successful, feel empowered and confident, because confidence only shows up when you show up.
Yes. You're dropping a nugget. I'm like, yes. Like, preach, sister. Confidence only shows up when you show up. Oh my God.
It's a loyal friend to consistency, to discipline and commitment, and it will go away as quick as it comes in.
Yeah. And to your point, that's why it's like the everyday, right? The consistency of the practice of it.
Which is why it's important that we create sustainable models for ourselves. And I know that I needed just small little things to just remind. Even meditation used to start out small with me. And then, yeah, I do 20, 30, 40 minutes of that now. And now I'm doing like a HIIT training for like 40 minutes. Mm-hmm. But that was not the case.
Yeah. Well, and like, even if you want to climb Mount, whatever that is, right? It's like, whatever mountain you want to climb.
Whatever mountain.
Yeah. Like, it's not, you don't do it overnight. It's like one step in front of the other. Like, and that's and why, and it's like people expect, and listen, I'm all about expecting miracles. And, you know, I'm also of the belief of it takes, you know, one step in front of the other, you know, yeah. Also.
But I mean, miracles, that's an interesting word, because I often have this thing with people around like luck. Like, it's like luck and miracles have that same vibe, but
energy. Yeah.
I guess maybe this is my cerebral part of me, but it's like, since everything is connected and we're basically making choices and decisions constantly, things are just strung together by decisions. And so if it appears, I still think it's connected to to something else. I don't know, but yeah. Can you tell me a little bit about miracles? I'd love to shift.
Well, to me, the way I see a miracle, like, again, back to the Course in Miracles, like, it's a shift in perception. Just like you said, like, some of these nuggets that you dropped are literally miracles that can change your life. Like, it's one phrase about the confidence or about how you shift up until now, right? Mm. But like, to me, that's a miracle because it can shift your whole perspective of something, your whole outlook on something. So to me, that could be a miracle, right? Finding a penny on the ground is a miracle. You know, to even, you know, like, to me, it's like the little things, but then also celebrating the big things. So I look at miracles as those things of like a shift in perception. That's where my mind first goes anyway.
Yeah. I love that. It's also training your mind to see the good and the abundance and the gratitude of things, which is, of course, going to magnify more of those. And so then you're someone who has lots of miracles in life.
Yeah. Yeah. So any last words? I mean, we talked about sexy time. We talked about affirmations. We talked about rephrasing. We talked about consistency. I mean, I love the sexy time, by the way. So anything else that you want to just leave people with, and then where to find you again?
No, just super grateful. It's thankful week now. Yeah. And I just want to say thank you for, kicking off I'm here with some friends and family, and just thanks for having me here and get to share my wisdom. Every time I do this, I almost hear myself differently and learn more about me and my work too. So it's a blessing, and just happy to rise together with powerful women like you. And I just offer people that manifestinghacks.com, and you'll find out information about me when you get there.
Amazing. Lisa, I'm so honored to have you on. It's like people like you are doing such great work in the world. And that's, why I want to showcase, you and your work, because it's life changing, it's transformational. And, yeah, it's what the world needs, like so much.
You
so
too.
much.
You're doing amazing work too. And I think we're just shining our light because we're doing our thing.
100%. So thank you for your energy and your time.
Thank you.
And all of the tips. I love you so much.
Love you too.
And this will be on the replay. I always tell people, like, watch it a couple times, because I know with me, whenever I like listen to a podcast or watch an interview and then I go back and re-listen or re-watch, it's like something always hits differently, when you're ready to receive it or embody it or anything. So I would say, if you're watching this, go back and watch it maybe a week later again, and you might pick something up differently. So thank you so much, Lisa. Have a great rest of the night, day,
you too.
And we'll be talking soon.
Thank you.
All right, love you.
Mwah.
Okay.
Bye.